our chicken story. So raising chickens was always part of the plan. When we were looking at properties for our homestead, we hoped to find something with outbuildings like a barn, maybe a chicken coop, some good land for farming. Our first goal was to get the garden going. We figured that chickens would come later. So when we found the property, our new homestead, it had everything we were looking for. It was 3.5 acres of flat, cleared land, a big barn, chicken coop, water well, fruit trees, even a beautiful house, much nicer than we thought we would find. It was perfect. And there were also chickens, an enormous rooster, Big Jack, and 7 hens. So the sellers asked us if we wanted their chickens. They didn't know what to do with them. They didn't want to take them with them. So we immediately answered yes. We didn't even need to think about it. So there we were, instant chicken owners. So, well, we'd never owned chickens before. We had no idea what we were doing. We had to figure out how to take care of these guys. So we researched online, joined all the Facebook chicken groups, read all the feed packages at Tractor Supply Company. We needed to take an emergency crash course in chicken. So we realized pretty quickly that our chickens weren't necessarily the healthiest specimens. They were really skinny, and the hens weren't laying. The previous owners threw out a couple of cups of scratch grains a day for them. That was it. And they were cooped up in their pen with no outdoor run area. It was not the happiest chicken life. So first we added layer crumbles to the hens' feed and started giving them mealworm treats and table scraps, veggies and fruit. Then we set up a dog pen to give them an outdoor area. We improved the inside of their pen with better roosting bars, and we made ramps. Well, the hens started laying immediately, and we were soon gathering 5 and 6 delicious eggs a day. They noticeably gained weight. They were happy chickens. So here's their new setup. So we gave them nice new nesting boxes, took out those nasty old boxes that were just gross and too big. Don't need that many for 8 chickens. And then set up some better roosting bars for them. I wanted to try to make it as much like a tree as possible, so they have lots of different branches and different options for roosting. They can be up high or a little bit lower. They can climb up higher using either the lower branches or our ramps that we made. So it's so much nicer. So they like to roost in the tree, so I know that's what they would naturally do, would be to roost up in the trees, and so I wanted to make this as much like that as possible. Looks like we got a little girl down there, probably laying an egg soon. But wait, there's more to our chicken story. Much more. So we immediately noticed that there were several flocks of wild chickens roaming around our property. They were quite the mystery at first. Slowly we gathered bits of information from our new neighbors. We discovered that the owner of the house closest to our property had died several months before we moved in. The chickens had been his, and someone had set them free. They are tough, scrappy little fellows, let me tell you, and they seem to be surviving very well on their own. They roost in the trees next to our barn at night. So I immediately set about befriending the wild chickens, and soon they were following me around, and several would even eat out of my hand. These are beautiful chickens. I have researched to find out what kind of chickens they are, and I think they might be Kubalayas, which is a Cuban breed. Of course, I named them all. Here's Tom, and Dottie. Oh, she's behind the bench. And that's Meg. Okay, this is Rue and Lou coming up behind me. So, there were originally 13 of these wild chickens. We call them our free rangers. 7 hens, 6 roosters. One of them went missing at some point early on. And then just recently a predator got hold of one of our other roosters. So we decided to try to redomesticate some of them and build them a coop and a run area. So our plan was to trap 1 rooster and maybe 3 hens to keep safe in the coop. And then maybe let them raise some babies in the spring. The others will leave as free rangers. We really enjoy watching them running around our property, and they seem to be doing fine. But we wanted to get some of them to make sure they were safe, and then leave the others. And we can only have 1 rooster in the new pen. So for this project, we purchased a pre-made coop building by Over Easy in an outdoor run. We were very impressed with the coop building. Very good quality, easy to assemble. Craig is fixing up the ramp. We actually make way better chicken ramps than provided with this. But everything else is really cool. So this is just the greatest little house. Thank you, Tractor Supply Company. It's pretty easy to put together. This is the little chicken door, so keep that open. Try to entice them to start coming in. Chicken nesting boxes, so they will hopefully lay their eggs right in there. Get them every day. They've got a cute little window. Even has a little screen. Not predator safe, so we would close that every night if we had it open. Probably we'll leave it closed during the winter and open it up during the summer. This is an Over Easy chicken coop. Medium size. Up to 10 chickens. Only going to have 4 chickens in here right now, but I'm going to let them have babies in the spring, so we'll hopefully have more. So inside's so nice. Lots of space. We got our roosting poles, and then I put some really nice bedding in here, so hopefully that looks really, really inviting to a chicken. And then here's their nesting boxes. Closes like that. I'll leave it open for now, trying to get them in there. Got ventilation. The outdoor run was another story. The metal post frame was fairly easy to put together, except for the one smashed pole that had to be hammered and bent into place with pliers. Attaching the wire, the chicken wire, took a lot of time. 2 weeks and many sore fingers later, the wire was attached, wired and zip-tied securely to the frame. The seams between the panels of chicken wire were painstakingly wired together to prevent any gaps. Note that chicken wire is not predator-proof, so the chicken wire keeps the chickens in their run during the day. At night, when the predators may come around, they will be safely locked up in the coop building. So the new chicken pen was ready. So now we wait. Well, we got them. So I had no idea how long it was going to take to get our chickens in our new coop. So I'd been waiting to get the right combination. We only want one rooster and maybe 3 or 4 hens. And then the rest are just going to stay free rangers. But we definitely wanted to get a combination. We got 3 different colored hens. So we wanted to get a combination so that we can breed them and get some more babies. And still have some free rangers, because it's so fun to have free rangers, and it's just nice. They're pretty scrappy. They've been able to take care of themselves pretty well. But they're, of course, a lot safer if we can coop them up and take care of them. So after we got the coop and the frame together, I started only putting scratch screens out every day back here. And so they had already started coming out here instead of up by the barn where I used to feed them. But right after I got the wire all done, it snowed. We had over a foot of snow. And so there were several days there where they would not come out. They didn't want to. They roost up on the other side of the property and in the trees, and they didn't want to walk their little naked feet through the snow to get out here. So I didn't know how long I was going to have to wait. So it didn't take too long, though. Right after the snow melted, I was up here in the morning and taking care of everybody else, and I looked over and we had one of the roosters and 4 hens inside the coop. And of course I'd been leaving the door open so they could get in there, so I stealthily walked over and closed the door. And so now they're in there. So they're not too happy about it yet. I feel bad for them because they've been free rangers all this time, but they are much safer. And once the rooster thinks about it a little bit, he'll understand that he has a really good deal, because he's got his own little private harem now, and he doesn't have to fight for these girls anymore. So I think he'll be happy with this setup anyway. I don't know how the girls are going to like it, but there they are. They are so mad at me. That's Rue. He doesn't realize yet that he is the luckiest rooster in the world. It will probably take them a while to forgive me. I have betrayed their trust. Sorry, guys. So it looks like we may have gotten the chickens at just the right time. That was actually 2 days ago that we got them, and it looks like we may have lost another of the free range roosters. So that means we would have 5 left, 2 roosters and 3 hens of the free rangers. So I'm actually driving around right now looking for his body. Haven't seen him in 2 days. This is Giles. He was the oldest rooster that we had. I don't know if he got succumbed to the cold or if a predator got him, but I'm just kind of driving around the property looking for his body or for some remains, something to see if I can figure out where he went. So the cold is really hard on these guys. They all have signs of frostbite. The ones that are free rangers, they roost in the trees. They huddle up together, but of course the wind gets them and it's really cold. And you can see on their combs that they have frostbite. In fact, Giles, the one who's missing, he didn't have a comb at all, and I didn't understand why when we first moved here. But now that I'm seeing what happens in the winter, I think it probably just fell off because it got frostbit the first. He's the only one that was over a year old. And so anyway, yeah, it's been dipping down into the single digits here. It's very cold. Our chickens now that are in the pen have a nice coop building. So it gets toasty in there with let's see, there's 5 of them in there at night now, and so their body heat keeps them warm, so they're not going to get frostbite anymore. So anyway, we'll see if I can find Giles, figure out what happened. I've been driving around, can't find any signs of Giles, the missing rooster. Can't find not seeing any blood or anything. So you just never know. Probably won't ever find out what happened. So we've lost 3 roosters since we first moved here. First one just disappeared. Second one we found dead, obviously by our predator. And then right after that was when we decided we needed to get some of these chickens anyway, just to keep them protected. And then now we've lost Giles. So just confirmation that we're doing the right thing. You know, I feel kind of bad because they were free rangers and had all this freedom, you know, and obviously the ones that are trapped now are not too happy about it yet, but you know, they're a lot safer when they're safe inside a coop in a run, safe from predators. There's a lot of predators around here. We got coyotes and raccoons and possums and owls and all kinds of hawks and eagles and all kinds of things that think chicken is a really great entree. So anyway, that's the way it goes. So hopefully the free rangers we have left, we got 5 now, free rangers, hopefully they will hang in there. And in the spring I'm hoping everybody has some babies and we'll get some more chickens. So chicken math, we'll see how it goes. And so concludes our chicken story, part 1. Tune in later as our chicken adventures will undoubtedly continue. Thanks for watching.